So, shitty job for today. Yeah, this one is, well, it's not so much my fault, but it's my fault. So, as you know, well, you might not be able to see from here. I am currently in the swather, which also doubles up as our hay cutting machine. So, might be able to see here. There's a piece of this material supposed to be here. It is no longer there. There's little telltale signs that something's been going on. I'm pretty sure a lot of farmers out there will be understanding where I'm going with this. Yeah. So yeah, there's poop and stuff everywhere. I'll bring you back here just a second. So I've been cleaning out with the old shop vacuumator there, and no, I wasn't having chili for supper and blew a hole in my seat. No, there's a cavity in there. So yeah, critters. So yeah, I've been vacuuming in here. It still smells like death. But that's not the biggest problem. That's not your problem. It's not nice, but it's not the biggest problem. So, you might remember a few videos back. Oh, yeah, hold on. A few videos back, we were still doing winter harvest. So this machine was out there swathing the flax ahead of the combine, and get caught by the weather, and this machine get left out in the field all winter. It would start, but the hydrostat wouldn't run, so we couldn't move it, so it was stuck out there all winter. And somehow the wind got under this and tore it right off, flipped it open like it would do. So I don't know whether the bolts stripped out or what happened, because there's a big one there, and then there's a smaller one goes in here. So you can see it's all broke. So it flipped open that way. So those hinges there, they're all bent all to heck. And so yeah, she's all broke. And then the cab under shield part that's part of the tray in here, it's broke as well. So there's also another issue related to the rodents. If you remember, many videos back, the fan in here quit working, so I had no heater. Turns out there's a blower, a coil, a little, I don't know what you call it, the guy at the parts store told me. Anyway, it quit. Reason it quit was because there was a mouse nest built all around it. So, all in here is all full of critter crap and parts of the cab interior in here. So I gotta take all this off because I need to replace this part, and I can only imagine how much that costs. Frame should be good, just the outer skin, because it's actually in two pieces. And then I gotta get inside and clean all the crap out the inside and figure out if there's wiring damage, because quite often they like to eat your wires as well. So I'll bring you back when I get all these little bolts off and get this part out of the way. Oh joy. Well, can't really go do much cutting hay because we got another 8/10, so that's us at 8.5 inches of rain so far in the last 2 weeks. Not mint. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, see, there was more of this crud in here, but I scooped a lot of it out at the end of last year when, see if I can show you. Oh, dang it. Okay, I'm going to try this Okay, over here. See that little coily, curly, whirly guy with all these wires? So this area here was packed up with all of that crud, and that's what went in fire. Was see if I can do this with a finger. That little coil. So I still don't know if the motor's any good or not. I haven't got that far. So this is the condenser. It's full of a lot of crud, so that's got to get cleaned. So I gotta vacuum all of this out. Probably have the cure for COVID by the time I'm done handling all of this crap. Okay, so here's where we're at. Okay, this one, which was that way, because of the way it folded over, it hammered back. Still a tiny bit of a crack you can just see there. So that can take a snot of bird shit weld. This one, not so much. Yeah, see if I can do this without getting everybody seasick. Okay, so you can see where it folded right over. So when I put the roof back over and it folded it up, it tore all of that stuff out. But now we have, this is creased and there's no way to straighten that out while it was still attached. You can see it was still a wee bit attached, but it had broken. So yeah, this is supposed to look, there's your problem. It's gotta look like that. So I'm going to cut this section out, put a new piece in there, and hopefully straighten this out because I kind of need this part. Straighten this all out, clean all that stuff off, and hopefully good as new. Because the bad news is this piece of plastic here. It's got the crack here, pretty bad crack here, which is where those hinges that I'm working on are, and then there's a crack there. So this thing is just a piece of plastic that's molded over, so there's nothing in it. That thing there bolts inside of here. So yeah, that's what $3,500 looks like. Yeah. $3,500. Yeah, that's not schnackles, that's not seashells, that's dollars. Looks like we're going to be doing some fiberglass, boys. We're back. So, still no further with this. So, as I said before, good hinge, just take a little bit of straightening. So this is where I got to. As you can see, cut a piece of inch square tubing, cut a piece off of it, sliced it in there, put it in, and straightened that, gusset back out, had to take it all off of here. So, reattached it, where's my finger? Here it is. I don't want to touch this because it's hot. So I had to weld it here because it's welded on this side originally, but there's no way to get in there. So welded at this side, so it should be strong enough. And then welded at this side, and welded at this side. So all going well. That should be as strong. It's damn near factory. It's factory. So, and oh, there you go. Just straight. So here we go. Now to get that, well, cool it off. Get it back up there. Still don't know what I'm doing with this though, because unless it rains I don't need this on, because this is the gasket that seals the air box that's up there for the air conditioner, which I have to clean out the condenser before I put this back on, so cannot forget that. So here's the condensers here, and then that's where the fan motor is. So we'll see. I tell you. Oh, people of other parts of the world that don't have mosquitoes, you have no idea how absolutely awful it is right now. Oh my gosh. I've got a smudge going over there. I've got another one just in the trees over there, and I got a huge one out there for the cows. Oh my gosh. And I got a can of spray here, and yes, I got a whole bunch of two-part epoxy. So, the metal thing, it's on, installed. It fits mostly. It's about 99% back to normal. It's got a little tweak in it. So, yeah, totally replaced hinge. That one was fairly okay just to straighten it. This piece here, I've had to two-part epoxy because that got broken. Where did the other one go? Oh yeah. So, there's a bit missing there, which is here in my handy dandy vice arm guide. So, yeah, it's cracked there, so I need that bonded first, and then I'll put the whole thing up there and somehow hold it in place. So, this is where we're at with the $3,500 roof skin. So you'll see, scuffed because this is called a gel coat, and you can't glue on gel coat. It will not bond. It'll just peel off. You can kind of see here because I've done the underside of the roof already. Instead of same there, I scuffed it, but under there it's just a straight plastic. So, handy dandy grinder, just tore the crap out of it. So that's the crack, the big one, because that's from that part of the roof where the hinges are. The hinges are there and down there. And then, yeah, as you can see, there's a big three-way crack here. And then this one was just sort of a, I don't know, I just split. So I've undercut it too. So I'm going to epoxy that. But as you can see in here, it's already pasted. Over there, you'll see silver stuff. This is another kind of epoxy called metal epoxy. Let's see if we can go. Yeah, it's up. I used some there as well. So I'm trying them both to see how it works. I wasn't sure about the metal stuff because it might not flex. And let's face it, this is plastic, it will flex. So, this is that grey stuff. Epoxy steel. So yeah, as you can see, it's kind of epoxy, but there's also metal in it, as well as your glue stuff. So it seems strong, so I have an other kind to try that, and then I have this that mixes it itself. So I'm using that as well. So I'll bring you back when she's done. She's almost done. You just gotta glue it, set it, get it up there somehow without breaking it again, and we're good to go. And it's on. Yeah, it looks a little Frankenstein. You can see, had to cut through the gel coat. Got a bad batch of two-part epoxy. So some of the outside stuff didn't hold, but the inside stuff is good because it was better stuff. So yeah, part over there needs fixed. That one's good. The big crack, at least it's good. And the inside of that one is good. So yeah, that metal, epoxy steel, really good stuff. So I managed to get up here without cracking it. So I've got it on. The reason those two bolts aren't on yet is because I have to open this to get those bolts in. So I have to undo this bolt and this bolt, which are the ones that got backed out when the roof blew open. So yeah, I don't know if that's a screw up on my point or not, but I have to wait for this to set out in the sun for a few days before I can open it and put those bolts in, and then she's good. At some point I'll throw some paint just because it looks better, but she's on, she's waterproof. I bypassed the coil, so I've got high speed on the fan so I don't die in here because it's just a big glass box. Good to go. So, keep tuned.